Hi everybody, Doug Fields here with another edition of 5-Minute Youth Ministry. I'm with Jessica Torres. Jessica Torres works with my friend Josh Griffin at Saddleback in the high school ministry. He's been there 5 years.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons for why I'm a huge fan of small groups is it's a great way for students to get connected to a mentor. I love the idea of an adult pouring into the life of a student in a super intentional way, especially when anything can happen at small group. I mean, you can go through a lesson or you might not go through the lesson. You might just talk about life that night. And so I love a student being able to develop a relationship with an adult mentor and someone that would just disciple them and just love them.
What are some tips that you would give to youth workers about, here's like my top things that I do with small group leaders?
One of the things that I think is so important that I've not been great at always, but it's so important and I'm learning to make it a priority, is always share the vision and the purpose for small groups. Is if you're not reminding them of how small groups fit in the bigger picture of your ministry and the goals that you want to accomplish through small groups, eventually that group will kind of become whatever it wants to become. And each of them has to have its own unique identity, but you definitely don't want people to just run off course and maybe develop a support group at small group. We have a purpose and we have a goal within our small group, so we want to remind them of our goals and our vision. It's so important. The second thing is do not stop encouraging them. It can be really discouraging when students may not be showing up to their small group, or when a student's not thankful that you gave them a ride home after small group for 4 weeks in a row. And so you have to be their number one cheerleader until students get old enough to recognize the huge sacrifice that these leaders are, making and pouring into their lives. And so I think continually train them, even if it's midway through the year, remind them of the vision. It's usually at that point that they need that reminder.
Yeah.
And also make sure that you're encouraging them always.
Yeah.
Definitely do a launch at the beginning of the year. And so you want to leave them after that launch feeling like they are so prepared to lead their small group. We do a huge training at the beginning of the year filled with curriculum, with every resource that they could possibly need during the year. Halfway through the year, they will forget they have anything in that binder. And so it is a face-to-face touch base. And so we encourage all of our team to meet with our pastors face-to-face. And so we look for them. We are saying, I want to have coffee with you. I want to treat you to lunch. I want to spend time with you. And
Yeah, absolutely. One of the keys, I think, is as a leader, if you are a leader of leaders, you are investing into that small group leader in the same way you want them to invest into kids. So in some ways you're modeling it. You're asking them about their faith journey. You're asking them about their family. You're pouring into their life with the hopes that what you just did with them, they'll do with their kids.
And that's a great point that you asked me about crisis is a leader might be going through a crisis, and you walking through that crisis with them in the same way that you want them to walk through crisis with their students is so powerful. But even with that, when a leader doesn't know what to do with crisis and doesn't know what to do when something unexpected like that happens, is you walk alongside them in that. Yeah. Not everybody knows how to report abuse. Not everybody knows what to do when a family member is dying. And so we come alongside them and we make sure that they never feel alone in that situation.
That's a great way to end it, that they never feel alone.